Wait, whoa, what are all these Chinese boats doing out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? Well, here's what's happening. China has always been mapping the oceans in and around the Strait of Taiwan, given the prospects of a Chinese invasion becoming ever more likely. But they're also for a different purpose. Now, Chinese ships are venturing more and more into the Pacific Ocean, specifically to a zone in the mid-Pacific called the Clarion-Clipperton Zone. Now, this is important because on the seafloor here, there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of polymetallic nodules, and in these nodules are some of the most important materials that we have in the modern day world. These are like manganese and cobalt and many, many others, and they're important because they run everything. They run our phones, they run our refrigerators and toasters, and massive machines and ships and planes and computers. Everything basically relies on these materials, and for a growing superpower like China, it's imperative that they have these. Now, these ships that China is sending out are also varied in the way that they're examining the seabed. Now, they're examining the seabed in different ways because navally, they pretty much need to have these copies of the seafloor for undersea engineering, submarines, and of course, it affects the way that ships can move on top of the water. So with prospects of invading Taiwan and other future economical prospects in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, it only makes sense that China is exploring them. But I'll see what happens from here.